Okay. Hello everybody and welcome to a Blender tutorial, and today we're going to be learning how to rig a character easily. This was requested by Ona2000 or Ona Productions on YouTube, and let's get right into it. So I'm assuming you already have a character made. I have a character made. It looks very like a Roblox citizen, or I'm not sure really what I was doing here. So the first thing you want to do is go down to create and add armature. Make sure you're in orthographic mode by clicking orthographic. Right now I'm in orthographic now. And you're in front mode because it makes it easier. So now we're going to go and make it X-rayed so you can see through it. But before that, you're going to have to make sure that it's inside each of the parts of the body. We're not going to learn how to do facial rigging. Facial rigging is really difficult to do, but just simple rigging for a simple character, we're going to go into that. So it's inside each of the bones. So we want the parent bone to be the chest. That's going to be our parent bone, or what controls all the other bones. So now, make sure it's centered, and then we're going to click Edit Mode. And we're going to extrude by clicking E a bone upwards. So that's his neck. And then extrude another bone, which would be his arm. And then extrude it again to make a joint on his arm. Basically, just end the bone at each joint. And then we're going to have to select this bone and then click Alt-P, disconnect bone. So it's still parented, but it's disconnected. And then we are going to extrude again. We're going to select both of these bones and then duplicate. So now we've got our simple skeleton, okay? So now we're just going to go here and we're going to click on our bone and rename each of them. So this is going to be chest. This is going to be our right arm, right joint, left joint, left arm, neck. Now we've got our right leg, right knee, left leg, and left knee. Dang it, I accidentally saved a screenshot. So here we have our skeleton, okay? Now, it's not done yet. The reason we renamed it, though, is to make it easier to rig. Rigging is the difficult part about this. We're going to go into object mode, and we're going to go to armature and make sure that it's inside of each of them. So it's in the middle of the character. Okay. So now we've got our armature selected still. Click C or any type of select tool, and then click your body. Wait a second. Okay, so now that we have our armature and our thing selected, I use C. C is usually easier to select with. We have to click Control P. Wait, before we do that, though, make sure everything's parented correctly. So go to bone. This is a chest. Parent is chest of the neck. We have to have a parent for our arm. So our parent for our arm is chest. Our parent for our another arm is chest. And then that's our parent, left arm. The parent for this one is chest. And the parent for this one is chest. Parent of that one's right leg. Parent of that one's left leg. It's important to make sure that that works. Okay? That's very important. You also might want to disconnect the arm bone by clicking Alt-P. And then clicking. We don't need to click Alt-P for this, but we're going to click on this and then click Alt-P. Basically what this does is that it makes it able to move when you're in pose mode. This is very important later on. So next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have them both selected and then click Control P. And you see armature deform. Click automatic weights. It's going to lag a tiny bit. And now we've got empty groups with automatic. Wait, did we accidentally click automatic weights? Undo history. Toggle edit mode. So we're going to click Control P with empty groups. Okay, so it's empty grouped parenting. So now we're going to click on our guy here. And there, if we go into, I think, yeah, right here, this little thing, we have all of our vertex groups. Now here is, rigging actually gets easier from this point. So we want our arms to rotate, right? So select your arm. I'm going to subdivide it because we're trying to do joint. So this would be our right joint. So we're going to go to our right joint, assign. Right arm, assign. So now we're going to select this again. Subdivide. Left joint, assign. And then a left arm, assign. Now for our chest, we basically just select this cube. Or, easy, you can click on one of the faces and click L, linked vertices. Now we've got our cube selected. It might take a couple times clicking L. So now we've got that. This would be our chest. L. But since I have eyes, we're going to have to select it still. Make sure nothing's left. And this would be our neck, so... Well, no, that wouldn't be our neck, sorry. This right here would be our neck. You know what? Just undo. Sometimes it gets a bit difficult, like neck, because you want it to rotate. This is what, might cause a bit of difficulty. You might want to just click the bottom ones here and extrude downwards. Extruding is, really useful. Link vertices. Solid. Wireframe. So I'm just gonna keep on extruding just a second so there's an easier to see neck. Solid. So now we've got a neck. So we're just gonna go back into edit mode. So we want this to be our neck, okay? So our neck's gonna be kind of weird. It's gonna be like, this is actually the hardest part of rigging, is doing the face correctly. The face and the neck is some of the hardest, things to do when rigging. So I believe this is our neck. I'm not sure. I'll just assign it. So we're just going to click linked vertices. That'd be our right leg. Linked vertices, left leg. Linked vertices. It might take a couple times. That would be our right knee. Linked vertices. That'd be our left knee. So now I think we're done. Let's just go into weight paint mode and go out of wireframe. So you see that is red. That means that it's, been rigged. So now we're going to select our skeleton. Pose mode. See, this is what I mean by, difficulties. So we're going to have to go and select this guy again. Go back into edit mode and select his head. Since there's no bone for his head, that's why it didn't work, I believe. So we need to assign this also. Object mode, solid, pose mode. Oh. Linked vertices, so we need to remove from neck. Object mode, pose mode. So now you see, since we assigned the groups, this guy's movable. Hello. If you rotate it too far, though, you might be able to see it like that. That's fine, And then our neck. And then our chest. No, chest. Chest, that would be your parent bone. Our leg. So now the easy part of it is animating, the fun part. So make sure that your lighting's correct. Go into material mode for lighting. So I set up lighting already. And then for each bone, you're gonna have to set up something. So I'm gonna make, I don't know, my character a ballerina. Like Ballora, the Roblox character. So I don't know. We want him to start here, click I to use the location rotation scale and bring up this bottom menu. Click I, location rotation scale for your chest. And then, I don't know, I want him to take a bit to spin around, like, on the Z-axis. I'm just going to spin him around RZ 180. No, RX 180. No. You keep on clicking RX. RZ 180. Location rotation scale. RZ 180. And then a location rotation scale. Now, those are keyframes. So if you do this, you see that he spins around in a circle. And then we're going to want to make him remove his leg like this from his, from his leg. So click location rotation scale. And then halfway through it, we're going to do this. Rotate it on the axis. I, location rotation scale, bring it back to here. And then click on this bone. I, location rotation scale, halfway through. I, and then rotate kind of, yeah. I, location rotation scale. Go back here now. I, location rotation scale, halfway through. I, location rotation scale. And then our final foot bone. I, location rotation scale, halfway through again. R, Y, I, location rotation scale. So now we have him spinning around in a circle like a ballerina, and then switching his leg, and then halfway through for the, we're going to have a keyframe for the chest right here, I guess. I, location rotation scale. RZ 180, that rotates him on the Z-axis. I, location rotation scale. And then RZ 180. I, location rotation scale. If you don't know what the 180 means, that means 180 degrees. So now we're going to have to do the same thing with this. So right here. I have to move it here, make it so his leg is normal again. I, location rotation scale. That's all you need to do. Now, we're just going to make him bow. So, when you bow, you usually put your left hand on your chest. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So, I'm going to make him, so we need a keyframe first. So, I, location rotation scale. Now, we're going to go to here. RZ, no, RX, sorry, no, RZ, rotate it, no, actually, no, it's not even that bone, sorry, wrong bone, so I, location rotation scale to put it there, and then RZ, we're going to move our camera for a second, so it's moving the wrong way. I'm sorry. We're going to have to kind of like... We're going to go into edit mode to disconnect the bone. So Alt-P, disconnect bone. Object mode. Pose mode, sorry. Now disconnecting bone makes you able to, well, kind of stretch the bone, deform it a bit more by itself. RZ. Now we're going to do I, location rotation scale. Go back here. I, location rotation scale in its normal area. And then we're going to do RX. I, location rotation scale. We're going to do RX again. eye location, rotation, scale. Go back to this bone. No, go back to the chest bone. And then we're going to go eye location, scale, eye location, rotation, scale, and then he's going to zoom up. So, whoop, eye location, rotation, scale. So here we have our animation. So now we can bring this menu back down. This menu isn't important anymore. Now we're going to do view. No, sorry. Dang it, I need to extrude the menu again. 3D view, camera. Sorry, view, camera. Sorry about this, guys. So now we've got our camera view. Sorry about that, guys. Don't extrude any, extra things. So now we're just gonna have to set up our camera. So you can use focal length. Yeah, focal length to make it look more zoomed out, even though it isn't. Now, since this is a simple model, it won't lag in rendering. But the first thing you're gonna do before you render it as an animation, you're gonna have to change PNG to AVI JPEG, and then change the output to a different area. So I put it to desktop. And make sure, quality and stuff, that however you want. Now we're just going to play the animation one time before, we render it. So we're going to, go down here. We're going to go down here. We need to find our movie clip edit. No. I forgot where I put it, but graph editor, no. I'll just look through all of these. Timeline. Let's play it one more time. He spins around in a circle. He changes his foot, spins around in a circle again, puts his arm on his chest, bows, and then goes upwards like a rocket ship. And since we're gonna go back to 3D view now, view camera, and make sure that it ends on the frame you want it to. So we're gonna go back to our timeline. And since the last thing that we move on is the chest, we're going to go on that. And where's the ending frame? Ending frame is 250. No, it's 180. So we're going to change, instead of 250, 180. So that means it removes most of the unneeded frames. So we don't need to go to camera. All we need to do is make sure this is it, and then render animation. And so it renders pretty fast if you don't have a complicated model like I do. This isn't that complicated. But if you have a complicated thing like in, Toy Story model or something, it'll take way longer to render. This guy's only a couple of blocks, so it's really easy to render. Because if you see there's, not much up there. I guess I could show you after it's done. We're already on frame 34. It will take way longer for a more complicated figure, such as Five Nights at Freddy's or something. So I guess I'll show you the animation when it's done. Thank you for watching this tutorial on rigging, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for 100 subs, and